So, during the latest Nintendo Mini Direct, it was announced that an ARMS character will be part of the first wave of DLC for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighters Pass 2. Additionally, the unnamed ARMS character is scheduled to be revealed and released in June 2020, which was probably going to be the release window for Nintendo's E3 Direct that was planned for the popular gaming event. However, seeing that E3 is cancelled due to the coronavirus pandemic, it looks like the reveal of the 76th fighter for Ultimate will be showcased during a more traditional Nintendo Direct presentation. With that being said, the ARMS universe is no stranger to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, seeing that some of the content from Nintendo's latest franchise was included at the game's launch, including Springman as an assist trophy, 2 Meat Fighter costumes of Springman and Ribbon Girl, as well as 5 spirits, which were Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Min Min, and Twintel. Now I'll admit, my experience with ARMS is limited, but from what I've researched about the game, I have a few scenarios in mind about which ARMS fighter could extend their way into Smash. Personally, before the release of Ultimate, I was hoping an ARMS character would be part of the base roster over other characters, looking at you Isabelle and Piranha Plant, but according to Sakurai, no ARMS character could be added in the base game at that time due to the character selection ending before ARMS was announced. And with an ARMS representative kicking off Fighters Pass 2, it's better late than never for ARMS to join in on the All-Star Gaming Battle Royale. First off, before we get into the meat of this video, I want to immediately dismiss all the characters in ARMS who I think have absolutely no chance of being playable characters in Ultimate, which include Mechanica, Master Mummy, Kid Cobra, Bark and Bite, Helix, Lollipop, Misango, and Springtron. All the characters I just named are at most mid to low tier in terms of notoriety within the ARMS universe, and if one of these characters were to be chosen in Smash, it would be like having Baraka from Mortal Kombat or King from Tekken as DLC. Basically, characters that will represent their game well and bring unique gameplay elements to the table, but at the end of the day, there are clearly characters that are more deserving / recognizable for the position to be put in Smash. Moving on, let's get into the DLC scenario I like to call the bait and switch, where it turns out Springman gets revealed as the ARMS rep for Smash, and his assist trophy model is replaced with Springtron, the metallic doppelganger of Springman, seeing that both Springman and Springtron have the same moveset in-game. Personally, I like this idea because I've always thought Springman should have been part of the Smash Bros. Ultimate roster since day one. I mean, he was the first character to be revealed for ARMS, and is predominantly taking up most of the space within the cover art of the game. Granted, he's getting clocked with the right hook to the face by Ribbon Girl in that image, but you get my point. And yeah, Springman can be viewed as the most basic / bland character on the ARMS roster, but there's no denying when you look at a character like Springman, you clearly understand what he embodies. However, if Springman were to end up being the ARMS rep for Smash, this would mean current assist trophies are not off limits to being future DLC fighters, which would in turn cause a massive implosion on Sakurai's Twitter feed to include characters such as Zero, Shovel Knight, Shadow, and of course, Waluigi. Therefore, I don't think the developers of Ultimate are going to risk it all for Springman if it means having to deal with an absurd amount of heat from the Smash community. Meaning, from the outside looking in, Springman will most likely not be arming his way into Smash. Now let's move on to the next DLC scenario that I would like to call the fan favorites, which include the following characters: Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Twintel, and Min Min. Essentially characters from ARMS that I think represent their game well enough to the point where most Smash fans would be okay with them being playable in the game. Whether it's because of Ninjara's sleek ninja aesthetic, Ribbon Girl's poppy attitude, Min Min's infectious charm, or Twintel's use of her unique assets.
I made a funny!
Although, seeing that these characters have already made their mark in Ultimate as a Mii costume and spirits, the chances of any of these fighters making it into Smash is questionable because we've never seen a DLC fighter who's had a spirit in Ultimate prior to their reveal. Of course, when it comes to Smash, anything is possible, and the quote-unquote spirit rule could easily be debunked come June 2020. Also, like with Springman, if any of these 4 characters are chosen as the ARMS rep for Smash, that means it's fair game for any spirit to end up as DLC. And once again, I don't think the developers want to give the community that much hope when looking at potential fighters.
Don't
what?
Don't give me hope.
Alright, let's cap things off with the final scenario, the true contenders. We have 2 characters left on the ARMS roster that I believe have the strongest chance of being the ARMS rep for Fighters Pass 2, and those contenders are Max Brass and Dr. Coil. Starting with Max Brass, according to the lore, he's the greatest champion ever to compete in the ARMS Grand Prix. No matter which character you choose, even Max Brass himself, you'll always be fighting this beefed up golden gladiator during the final stage of the Grand Prix below level 6 difficulty, pretty much acting as the face of the evolved combat sport. In terms of gameplay, Brass has a unique ability where he can temporarily increase the size of his upper body, looking like a guy who skips leg day to the extreme. When Brass is in this form, his punches will be permanently charged and he will resist being knocked down when punched, temporarily making him a force to be reckoned with and a skill I can easily see being incorporated into his special moves if he ends up in Smash. However, I do have a hard time imagining the Smash announcer say Max Brass's name during the character selection. Max Brass. I guess it could work. Lastly, rounding out the ARMS roster and looking like the lost band member of Gem and the Holograms, we have Dr. Coil. Now, even though Dr. Coil shows up later as a free DLC update, her impact within the lore of ARMS runs deep, which is why I think she'll end up being the ARMS rep for Ultimate over everyone else, as she's revealed to be the true mastermind and director of ARMS Laboratories. Since she was a young girl, Dr. Coil was fascinated with ARMS and decided early on to devote her entire life to ARMS research, simply wanting to be the most powerful ARMS fighter of all time, even if that meant subjecting herself to her own hazardous experiments. Also, it's noted that she is credited as being the creator of Helix, Springtron, and Headlock, who is considered to be the quote-unquote real main villain of ARMS, as well as may have been the one responsible for Master Mummy's reanimation. And it is even hinted that she may have had an intimate relationship with Max Brass that ended in poor taste. Not to mention, from a gameplay standpoint, she probably has the most unique moveset on the ARMS roster, from being able to levitate and shield at any time, as well as having the ability to teleport, which makes Dr. Coil a difficult fighter to pin down. On top of that, she even has an extra arm that gives her more powerful poking and rushing building abilities. And from a Smash perspective, I can easily see Dr. Coil's final Smash being her using Headlock, which she refers to as her masterpiece, to deliver a 6-punch combo on adversaries that are in her line of sight. Plus, if Dr. Coil does end up in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it would be a nice addition that mixes things up in terms of not only having a new female character to join the fight, but a new villain to play as too. So I'm suggesting in the comment section down below, which ARMS character do you think will end up in Smash? And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me on Super Smash Bros. And other games in general, I'm DMLX, I'll see you in the future.